welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest show known to YouTube. We've got a very special slate today. Today is Wednesday, November 30th, and it's going to begin now. What do we got going on today? Well, it's a good question. It has been the most chaotic last couple of, 3 hours trying to get everything set up here. We just made a big, upgrade to the show. I don't know how much I like this stand. This is not the upgrade I'm talking about, but how's this? It just feels unnatural.
Don't touch it.
I might, well, it's like, what do I do with my hands? I might switch to no stand here in a second, but we did just make a big switch to the program, so if the quality's higher, tell me, because that was the reason we did this. But otherwise, we had one crazy Week 12 of the NFL. I know a couple guests in studio did not agree necessarily. We can get into that in a second. So let's just go ahead and introduce you guys. We've got two guys on the very comfy couch today. We've got one and only Cole Cremeens and Alex Redden. How are we doing, boys?
Good. How are you?
I'm pretty great. Redden, how are we
Good.
doing?
We're hanging in there per usual.
Good. All right. So as things are a little squaring up a little bit with this whole new setup, I'm going to be using the mouse today. There won't be the iPad, but I think this is for the better. So I'm pretty excited. I don't know. This is just so weird. Anyways, why don't we jump right into it, and we'll go chronological. And we're going to start with Thanksgiving. Okay? We had 3 amazing Thanksgiving games, and my Patriots were one of them. Chiefs were not, and Redden, I don't even know if you have a team. Do you have a team?
Whoever's winning.
Whoever's winning. So I guess technically, we had Cowboys-Giants. That was a winning game.
Yep.
What did you guys do for Thanksgiving? Anything exciting? Did you get to watch the games?
I ate some turkey.
Nice. Okay, turkey or ham?
Ooh.
If you had to pick one.
It's not close. It's ham.
Okay. Agreed. Redden,
Ham's the better meat, but on Thanksgiving it's turkey.
Okay.
What do you eat on Christmas?
What do I eat on Christmas?
What's the Christmas meat?
Wow, you guys are not gonna believe me.
Probably like
Shrimp.
hamburgers.
Shrimp. Wow.
That's a little bit off the but that's kind of where we go. We go with the shrimp cocktail and like a charcuterie board type, like summer sausage and cheese and all that kind of vibe. What do you have?
Yeah. What's yours?
Well, like ham's the traditional meat you have at
It's not what I
Christmas
have.
or
Okay.
brisket. It's like it's
Brisket's
ham or brisket.
valid, but I've never. Okay, what do you have, Cole? Then.
Prime rib.
Yeah.
I feel like Christmas is a lot more all over the place as opposed
yeah.
to Thanksgiving, where it's very much ham or turkey. So there's been a huge debate online about this. What do you guys think about mashed potatoes? All right, where are we at on the spectrum of love or hate for mashed potatoes?
Gotta have gravy. They have to.
Have to.
Yeah.
Now this is what's surprising to me is I always thought it was just understood that there would be gravy.
No.
Some people didn't think, like, that's just not, like, it's like, how do you have mashed potatoes without gravy? And
It depends on where you're at. Like if I'm at home and mom's like we're having mashed potatoes, I'm not expecting her always to make gravy after work. It'd be nice, but if you go to a restaurant or like a family gathering, there better be gravy.
yeah, I've never had them without gravy. That's ridiculous to me, but it is what it is. I don't know. I've seen some people saying that mashed potatoes should never be eaten ever. It's like, how?
Criminal.
Those are very good. So I always throw them on my plate personally. But let's get into the football side of it. We started off with a pretty valid game in the Bills and the Lions. It was a lot closer than most people thought. I actually thought it was going to be. I thought the Lions might even take that one. Did you guys watch that game at all? What did you think? Eye test wise, obviously the Bills came away with the win, but the Lions look pretty good. What are we thinking there?
Yeah, I watched it. I feel like that shouldn't have been a close game at all, like with just being the Bills and the Lions, but I don't know. The Lions came to play, that's for sure, but they haven't really been playing terrible, I guess, all year. Like, they just haven't really been pulling out all the wins they should.
Right. That was to go for 4 in a row, so, that would have been a crazy amount of wins for the Lions. I don't know if they'll ever achieve 4 in a row in the next, 20 years, let's say, but I think this week, upcoming, we have Lions-Jaguars. I don't know if that's exactly correct, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, Redden, with the
Lions, Jags, yep.
Okay, yeah. So I've seen this. I don't know, Redden, you probably saw this too. Some were calling this the Future Bowl, or the whoever wins is
Of-
going to be good for the next 10 years kind of thing.
Lions Jags.
Yeah, because they both look good. Like Lions were close to
They've
beating
shown
the Bills.
flashes.
Yeah, and the Jags came away with a win against Baltimore. So
I personally am a Trevor Lawrence hater. Like,
okay,
I just don't think he's gonna really ever cut it like he was supposed to.
yep,
So I think
he's
labeling
overhyped
it,
for sure.
yeah. Labeling it the Future Bowl just seems very it's silly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neither of these teams are gonna be good 8 years from now.
I don't like that
Maybe
either.
break 500.
See, because now we're differing here because I think they're both maybe not like both, but I do think one of them could potentially go on a run in the next 2-3 years, like. Not on like a run, but definitely making the playoffs. Definitely contention for their division. And let's talk about division talk here because you shit on me when I was talking about Commanders potentially making a run at the NFC East. But look at that division now. What does it look like, Redden? Why don't we read off the standings here for me? Because we all know this is the tightest division in football right now.
No.
AFC East is the next closest, but all 4 NFC East teams are in the playoffs right now. What are the standings looking like?
Eagles 10-1, Cowboys 8-3, Giants 7-4, Commanders 7-4, 7-5.
7-5.
7-5. They played one more game.
Okay, so they're 3 games back. Is that how that works from the Eagles? I don't really understand games back
I think
that well.
3.5 because they've played one more and it's a loss.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3.5 back from leading it, which who saw that coming? Nobody. So, do we think the NFC? You just said you don't think NFC East is the best division in football. Why is that?
I just think that the Eagles are a clear favorite in that division to me. When you look at Super Bowl contenders in that division, Eagles and Cowboys, yeah, but the Giants and the Commanders are just like maybe making the playoffs. I think the AFC East to me is a lot more interesting just because I feel like there we have, if you look at like the top 5 teams in the league, most people are going to have both the Dolphins and the Bills in their top 5.
Right.
Whereas with the NFC East, the Cowboys are probably going to be sitting somewhere between like 8 to 6 range.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe the NFC East is deeper, but the AFC East is more top heavy. And I mean, the Patriots are at the bottom of the division. They're 6-5, and they're still, I'd say, they're a frisky team.
No, I agree. I think the Patriots have a chance. And now, what do you think about Patriots Jets? Okay, who's got the better chance here at making a run at the playoffs? We saw Mike White come in for the Jets and kind of revitalize that team. I don't know. Personally, as a Patriots fan, I'm going to say I think that the Patriots are going to win. Like, I think the Patriots are going to eke in, maybe get into the divisional round. Who knows? But what are you guys thinking? Because the Jets, their defense is legit. We know that.
I'm looking at the Patriots' remaining games. They got Bills, Cardinals, Raiders, Bengals, Bills, and Dolphins.
Oh, I could see them losing out.
Losing out.
Perhaps.
They could.
I mean, they'll probably beat the Raiders, but other
They'll
than
beat
that,
the Raiders.
Bills probably not.
Cards, they have a good shot against.
Well, the Cardinals are. I don't know. They're
compared
feisty.
to the rest of them, yeah.
They're feisty. Bengals probably not. Bills probably not. Dolphins.
I'd say they
probably
win
not.
2 more games.
Maybe.
Damn. You guys are shitting on my fucking Patriots.
Well, look at
What
their
the
schedule.
fuck?
They're gonna end up at 8-9.
Wow.
I feel like we break 500, 9-8.
So you're gonna beat the Bengals, Cardinals, and Raiders, or you're gonna split
Yeah.
with the Bills. I could see you splitting with the Bills.
I could see splitting with the Bills too. So why don't we?
Hard to sweep Bill.
Yeah, why don't we go 10-7? I could see that. So you think the Jets will get in and make a better run than the Patriots then? What's
Well,
their remaining schedule?
Let's
'Cause
see
I don't
their
know for
remaining
sure.
schedule.
Before we look at this remaining schedule, I just like to comment that I don't like their team for the rest of the year, even though they played well this last
Why
week.
is that?
The Jets?
Is that mostly?
I mean, they just on offense, it just feels like they don't have like an identity.
An offense.
Yeah,
Are you talking with Mike White or without? With Zach Wilson.
that's my point. Who's it gonna be?
And I think they said they were trying to not only go Mike White, didn't they? I think someone came in. It might have been Saleh and said, "Hey, we're looking into potentially bringing Zach back." To me, you got to go Mike White like the rest of the year. I don't know why you would bring
feel
Zach
like
back.
yeah.
Seems like Zach Wilson has completely lost that locker room, and like, even if Zach Wilson is 9 out of 10 times maybe the better quarterback on the field, I feel like in the professional football league you gotta have someone that the guys want to play for and play with.
Yep.
Because there's not a large enough gap between Zach Wilson and Mike White.
Skill-wise.
For me, skill-wise, yeah.
Skill-wise.
And leadership, Zach Wilson seems to be horrendous.
It's abysmal. It's horrible, really. I mean, you saw Mike White getting touchdowns on the field, and we can talk about who he was throwing those touchdowns to because it seemed to be very much on purpose throwing to Garrett Wilson that first touchdown. His targets, he was spreading the ball around, getting everyone involved, and it was kind of sad, honestly, to see Zach Wilson just looking like, pouting off in the corner. I'm not rooting for Zach. We were definitely fans of him when it came out that he had very intimate relations with his mom's friends, but yeah, it was just hard to see. But we do want to. I want to talk about this really quick because I don't want this to go by the wayside. Let's jump into a little bit of. It's kind of professional football, but a little bit of college football. Matt Rule is about to get hired by the Huskers. Did coach for Carolina?
Yeah.
Yes,
Panthers.
Carolina, the Panthers. I was trying to say for Panthers, but that's not how you say it.
Yeah.
How we feel? For those of you who don't know, Redden is a big Huskers fan. How are we feeling, Redden, about Matt Rule coming in and running the offense there?
Yeah, I mean, well, he's not running the offense.
He's not doing it offensive at all.
He's not a play caller.
Okay.
Which at first I was like, oh, this is going to be awful. We're going to be the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
And when the coaching search was going on, I mean, Nebraska fired Scott Frost week 3 after he lost to Georgia Southern, which I think is probably FCS maybe. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure they have a stadium down there. But they lost to them. And then, so we had a long coaching search, 9 weeks,
Yep.
10 weeks actually. There was a bye in there. So the administration of Nebraska had a long time to find their guy. And I thought they were probably going to go with, I was a fan of either Bill O'Brien initially, the Alabama OC, a lot of experience. Really, I just wanted someone out of Saban's coaching tree just because that seems like a good way to go.
Yep.
But the more you read into Matt Rule, even though I was initially very opposed to him, just because, like a recency bias, you watched him at Carolina for the first half of the season there, and you're like, oh, this guy's awful. But then you look at his resume, you listen to him speak, and it's like, oh, this is one of those situations where a college coach, who's like a college-style coach, went to the NFL and just is not an NFL-style coach.
Exactly.
I mean, Urban Meyer failed, Nick Saban failed. Not
Yep.
that Matt Rule's on their level, but it's like there's different styles of coaches for both leagues.
And he did have a very successful career at Baylor, correct? Yeah. So he.
Yep.
He
Turned them around after the whole Art Briles thing.
Mhm.
His first year, they lost when he came in, they lost 40 guys to the transfer portal. I don't think he'd go to a bowl game for 2 years, and had a insane amount of sanctions and fines against him. And he managed to turn that around. I think he got Temple to 2 10-win seasons. That's where he was at before Baylor. And Temple, I don't even know where Temple is, but they can't be a football school. So he has a track record of rebuilding broken programs, and Nebraska's definitely qualified as a broken program right now.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that, he's going to win a national championship in 5 years, but he's going to at least hopefully get us to 500 in a bowl game.
Yeah.
I think Nebraska fans if we can compete for the Big Ten West, I think they'll take it.
They'll be happy with that. And it kind of in that bowl game, we're getting to that part of the season here. Obviously, I'm assuming, is Nebraska out of a bowl game?
Nebraska's out, yeah.
Yeah, and so is Iowa State. Cole and I are both, actually I don't even know if Cole's an Iowa State fan, but I'm definitely one of the biggest.
Yes, I
fans.
am.
Oh, okay, Mister. I used to have Iowa stuff all up in my room. You can't
I grew
blame
up
me.
right
You can't-
outside of Iowa City.
You can't blame me for thinking you are an Iowa fan. Okay, I didn't know if you made the transition yet because I know many people never do.
Yeah. I'll never be an Iowa State football
It's
fan.
ridiculous. We are all at Iowa State, but whatever. So Iowa State is officially out of a bowl game, and I don't know if you saw this, but there are rumors that Matt Campbell might be looking at Cincinnati. They're coming into the Big 12. I don't know. How's that going to work? What are we going to do? Are we going to hire some guy out west? Like our basketball coach came from UNLV, right?
Well, he was under Hoiberg, and then he got a head job at UNLV, and then came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you laughing
like
about?
Hoiberg?
Text from Hunter. I'm sorry.
Another Hoiberg, another failed Nebraska coach. He's one of my least favorite human beings, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I can't stand him.
Okay.
But
I
college
don't even
college
know who
basketball.
that is,
We can talk college basketball in March.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Fred Hoiberg, he was Iowa State's basketball coach when they were like really good.
When we were
like
valid?
5-6 years ago.
I haven't been a huge
Went to the
basketball fan
Bulls.
for that long.
Oh yeah.
He went to the Bulls? Interesting.
Where's he at now?
Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
He
okay.
wins like maybe like 10% of his games, I'd say.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not horrible.
Was Matt Rule at Baylor like when RG3 was there?
No, I think Matt Rule was after him. Wasn't
After
that
that.
Art Briles?
Was it?
I'm almost certain. RG3.
I don't know. All I know is that
graduated
it's
when-
Iowa State's, golden child. His position is up in the air. I don't know what's going to happen with our coaching position. Do you have any? I don't know.
Well, we don't need a solution yet. He's not gone yet, but I don't know. I'm not really a huge college football guy. Like I'll root for my teams that, like I go to school here, so I'll root for them. But
yeah.
I'm just bigger on NFL. Less you can keep up with it all, and there's more star power. And
That's
I don't know.
exactly. I get shit all the time
yeah.
for being an NFL guy, and I'm always saying there's too much to keep track of in college. I can't keep up.
I'm more of a college guy. Like I like watching NFL, but I just like watching football. And to answer your question, no, Rule was not there.
So what's the argument for people that are like just NCAA fans? They're like, oh my gosh, you like NFL more, and
Okay.
it's like, so what's?
So this is kind of where I think they're coming from.
Yeah.
NFL players have their money. College players are trying to get that money. They're playing with more heart. They're playing with more like we need. And I agree. When I watch the games, you can tell there's a lot more passion. There's a lot more like proving yourself kind of every single game versus you might only see that in a contract year. You might only see that out of like undrafted free agents. It's like, what are we seeing from Russell Wilson right now?
Yeah.
He's old and washed and weird.
Exactly. And he does not really too worried about it because he just signed a $150 million contract. So that's kind of the argument. But to jump into that Broncos team, Russell Wilson has been getting some shit from his opponents or from his teammates even at this point. Yeah. We saw the defensive player yelling at him on the sideline. Do we think the Denver is officially like shot? What are they going to do with Russell Wilson? Are they going to move on from him? Is that is that the best thing
I would
for their
trade
program?
him right now.
No, who wants to pick up his contract?
At
though?
this point, I think
what are
you
you
need
gonna
to get
do
rid
with
of
him?
Hackett and bring in someone who can raise Russ's value, then trade him.
Yeah, I can see
'cause
that.
Then you're hiring the dish guy. That doesn't make sense either. I would keep Hackett.
Okay.
I would get rid of Russell in a heartbeat.
How are you going to do that? If you cut him, you still have to pay his contract.
They
And
can trade him, can't they?
Nobody's going to want him. Nobody wants that
He
contract.
does not have very high value right now.
No.
Yeah, but he's getting paid a ton of money. Trade him in his contract to someone else. Give him to the Jets.
Nobody wants him though. I wouldn't take him
Jets,
for free if I was an NFL franchise.
Carolina.
I don't know. I don't even know.
There's teams looking for quarterbacks right now.
Yeah, but would I put him in the top 32 in the league? That is a good question. That's one I would have
Quarterbacks?
to ponder.
He's in the top 32 quarterbacks in the league.
Really?
Maybe not this season.
So where is he
Not in
among
Hackett's
starters?
system.
Yeah, not this season. This season, he's at 32 among starters, and I bet there are 5 backups better than him.
Statistically or just for you?
Just personal.
Oh. Okay.
Like, who would you rank starting-wise above him? Or below him?
Below him?
Below him.
Whatever's going on in Carolina.
Sam Darnold right now, I think.
Sure. Well, it's interesting in Cleveland.
I guess-
But if
yeah,
if
true, we
Wilson
can get
was
into that.
if Wilson was there,
And we also
he would have
got
started
Texas.
over Brissett.
Yeah, we got Texas.
I don't even know who the Texans quarterback is.
Is it still Danny? Danny Dimes?
Who?
Daniel Jones is at the Giants.
Not Daniel Jones. Oh, Danny Dimes is Daniel Jones.
Are you talking Texans?
Yeah.
Davis Mills.
Dougie Davis is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That's his nickname.
Maybe the Patriots want him. Trade Zappy away for him.
How about you shut the fuck up?
I'd make that trade if I were the
I would
Pats.
never.
Wow.
I would take Zappy in a heartbeat over
I
Russell.
feel like Wilson would fit in a Belichick system just because he's so like insane.
I feel the opposite.
Really?
Well, look at
I think
what we
he'd
did
drive
with Cam.
Belichick insane.
Look what we did with Cam. We weren't able to get Cam going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking personality fix-wise. Like, I feel like Belichick would probably be annoyed with Russell Wilson just because he's so weird. But, like, Russell Wilson would probably think that Belichick was, like, his best friend. And it's such, like, an organized system in New England. And Wilson, that's, like, all the guy talks about, it seems like.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like he'd, like, think that he's, like, Jesus there. I think he already does.
Yeah.
I know New England fans would hate him. Boston would hate him.
I know that for a fact.
But
yeah. I'm not even a Boston native, and
if Russell
see
Wilson
that.
was in New England this year, I bet that they would have won a couple more games than they have.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. Provided Zappy still plays those games, because those are guaranteed wins. But, I mean, yeah, he's not completely horrible. We've still seen good play from him. It's just that maybe it's Hackett's system or.
Well, it's not like from last season to this season, like he got injured or had some big like career altering thing. Whatever happened when he went from Pete Carroll's systems to Hackett's system, like something switched there in terms of coaching style, in terms of play call, like schematically almost, that it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like if you put him in the right system, obviously he's a good quarterback. That's why he's getting paid like $250 million or whatever it is.
Yep.
It's just obviously this is not the right system for him. But if you're a team that needs a quarterback and think you have the coach with the right system, why would you not bring him in?
No, I agree.
Because this time last year, people would be saying, Russell Wilson, is he a top 8 quarterback in the league?
Top 5?
Yeah.
When he got traded
just
away.
last year. And nothing's happened to him since then.
No, exactly. And that's what with the AFC West as a whole, Chargers bring in J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack. Raiders bring in, who's the edge, and Devontae Adams. Play for the Cardinals. I'm trying to think of his name. And then obviously the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They did trade away Tyreek. Broncos bring in Russell Wilson. We were thinking that was going to be the best division in football by far, and we all got swindled hardcore. I don't know. How are you feeling as a Chiefs fan, Cole? I just realized that's your division. What are we thinking? Are we worried about the Broncos long term if they're able to get a fix in for Russell Wilson?
No.
Or not the Chargers either. Obviously, the Raiders are cursed. They're dead. What are we thinking as a Chiefs fan? How long can the Chiefs stay on top with dominance?
We're running away with it this year, but I'm not really scared of the Raiders. Not scared of the Broncos at all. I think they are set up to be bad for a couple years now.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
cash
but
poor too. So
I don't know. Like Chargers, you're always scared of the Chargers though. Like any given game, they can just show up and beat you.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the star power, but I don't know. I don't really see the Chiefs dropping off anytime soon.
No, they're set up for success for a while, especially with players like Kelsey, non-QB positions, willing to take pay cuts to keep the team alive. And obviously, Reed knows what he's doing. They've made, who would have thought trading away Tyreek Hill would be a good move? I know I didn't think that.
McDuffie's back from injury. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
He played good against this week. I mean, it looks good. I mean, they're still pretty young, like, as an overall.
No, they definitely
You think the Tyreek trade was a good trade?
Yeah.
Like, overall?
Do you think they won that?
I do.
I think long-term they won it. Like,
Yeah.
with that trade, I think they helped. Like, as long as Patrick Mahomes is, like, under center for the Chiefs, they're going to be the favorite to win that division.
Yeah.
And rightfully
Every year.
so.
Yeah.
Like,
Are we
he's-
thinking Pat is the MVP? This is a big question right
This
now
year?
in the NFL. We've seen a couple stat lines that come out. Whoever was like touchdowns in the red zone. I think he has like 18 at this point in the season already, which is one of the most, in any whole season in the last 5 years. And we still have another 6 weeks or whatever it is. And every single year, whoever had that stat actually won the MVP. He's won it with that stat. This is an interesting question. I want to hear what you guys say. What do you think about Pat Mahomes as MVP? Because there's a lot of star-studded players around the league that I think have just as strong an argument. So let's start with Patty. What are we thinking?
I don't know. I kind of get this feeling that this isn't stat-based or anything.
No.
But I love the guy, but I kind of get this feeling that he's not going to win it, just kind of like how like LeBron didn't win it all those times. Like, he's just kind of that superstar. They're like, oh, let's give it to someone else,
No, I agree, and that's what kind of what I've heard is it's like if you are so far ahead of everyone else, it's like expected that you throw for 300 yards, you run for 100, you have 6 touchdowns. Like when Patty goes for 200 or 250 and, he runs for 60 and those are all very important yards, like in the end of games where they need to pick up third down, he hits 4 touchdowns. That's a mediocre stat line for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
That's like when Rodgers came out. Remember when he came out and he said, a bad game for me is a career game for someone else?
Yeah.
That's Patty Mahomes right now, and I think that's why they're not going to give it to him.
Yeah, I think his lowest fantasy game this year is like 18 points.
It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's insane.
How is that your baseline? That's insane. I don't know how you. What do you think, Redden? Do you?
I mean, and I think this has probably been like the norm for a while now. It is in the NBA. Yeah, it is in the NBA, but I think it's been known in the NFL too that like the MVP award, it's not legitimately most valuable player
No,
that they're
and
handing
that's
it
the
out
question.
to.
That's
It's
the
more
question.
like who won the most games, had pretty good stats, and it was kind of the media story of the year.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what MVP's handed out to.
See, and that's why when you look at MVP, you might look at
Jalen Hurts. That's my guess.
Jalen Hurts.
Or Tua.
And that's actually a valid. Like he has just as much as Patrick, I think, but a little off kilter like Tyreek Hill. Dolphins last year to Dolphins this year.
That's true.
What are we
That's
looking
true.
at? We're looking at like Travis Kelce, just kind of these off.
I don't
who is
think-
the most to me the award is who is the most valuable to the team. If that one dude wasn't in, because then you look at Tua. The 3 games he wasn't in, they've lost. Clearly, he plays a very significant role.
What's the Chiefs' record if they don't have Patrick, though?
This year?
Yeah.
Depends on who's their backup.
Chad Henne.
If it's Bailey Zappi, they're undefeated.
Chad Henne. What's the Chiefs' record if they have Chad Henne in? Not good.
5 wins? 6
Probably.
wins?
I'd say a game or two above 500, probably.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. But I do want to, I kind of want to do that for like, what about the Browns with Deshaun? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna see from Deshaun this weekend?
That's a good question.
Kevin Hart's asked us to predict the stat line for Deshaun this weekend. What are we looking at? Who do they have?
Deshaun, 3 massages.
Texans. Oh, they have the Texans.
Oh, good God! All right,
Great
This is a
game.
very hard, and the NFL planned that out.
Oh, yeah.
You know that. We all know that. If they would have been playing a week later, he would have been suspended another week. But
Yeah, if they played Week 8, it would have been a 7-game suspension.
exactly. So this is a hard question because we haven't seen Deshaun play for how many years? 3? 2? It's been 2.
It's been a while. I feel like he was a dog, though,
Oh, he
for a
was
little
good.
bit on the
He was
Texans.
very good.
We made the Texans, kind of relevant there.
They made a run in the
They were
playoffs.
deeper in the playoffs, weren't they?
Yeah.
Didn't the Chiefs the Chiefs were down like 28-0 to them one
I
game,
remember
weren't
that.
they?
Yeah. So they were good. So and that's
Yeah.
exactly what we're wondering. Like you look at the Browns' weapons. We've got Amari Cooper out wide, Kareem Hunt, and is it Bradley Chubb, right? Or
Nick
Nick
Chubb.
Chubb. Who's
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb?
Bradley Chubb. That sounds familiar.
It does sound very familiar. Is it a
Bradley
basketball
Chubb.
player? Redden's on it. Anyway, so I don't know. Good question.
Outside
Kevin?
linebacker.
Oh, yeah, that's
Duh, he got
yeah.
traded. Yeah, he got. I
Yeah.
remember that. Okay, yeah. Wow. Well, this proves why I shouldn't be hosting the show. But, okay, let's go.
Oh, what are we talking about?
We're gonna try and guess Deshaun Watson's stat line. I'm gonna have the chat, if they're in. I'm gonna give them a couple minutes here. I'm gonna have them throw an over/under for passing yards, touchdowns, and completion percentage. Throw out one of those for all 3, and we'll pick the over/under on them. Because I don't want to
Okay.
throw out just random numbers. I feel like we
Yeah.
could be all over the place. We could say 40. We could say 300.
Yeah. I like his tight end too. Njoku.
Did you see
He's
that
pretty
catch
good.
he had this weekend?
Yeah, that was cool.
Woo!
Yeah.
Gets a dog. He's
Yep.
very good. Very good at catching the football.
I think he'll do pretty good.
I think he'll do very well as well. I want to see if Kevin Hart is in the chat, if he'll pull out some numbers or.
Kevin, hurry up.
Well, there's a lag. There's latency between them.
Well, Kevin's a tech guy. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. He might just hack into the OBS.
Don't
Smart
do it,
guy.
Kevin. Swear to God,
Kevin, please don't. Kevin, please.
Kev
Please
just
don't
pops
ruin
up
the
on
show,
screen.
Kevin.
He just zooms himself in.
Takes us off. All right, this is my show now, my channel. No, so while we're waiting, if anything does pop up, do you want to? We got a couple other storylines around the league we could maybe jump into. Do you have any in particular you guys are interested in?
Well, I mean, I think who are your guys' MVP candidates that you
Jalen
think
Hurts
will
probably.
win?
Jalen Hurts probably.
No,
I'm gonna take Tua.
What? I don't think Tua's gonna win. He was out.
Who do I think's gonna win, or who do I think should win?
Both. Well, no,
Okay.
just do who you think will, because otherwise you get into
That's
all
so
the.
dumb though, because it's gonna be Patrick.
I don't think so. I don't think
so.
No,
he will.
it's gonna
No.
be. It's gonna be Patrick.
I want it to be, but
I want it to be
don't.
Tua.
No.
Yes, look at lost 3 games without him.
Yeah.
He comes in and is. I'm not saying Tua's the best quarterback in the league. He's
Bro,
not.
He's got the 2 fastest receivers in the NFL right now,
Yeah.
with the fastest running back.
Okay, so
Okay.
okay.
Patrick Mahomes shouldn't win MVP because he has Travis Kelce.
Let me rescind my
That's
answer.
one tight end. He doesn't have any like super.
He has the best tight end.
Well, yeah.
Well, then
I'm
he
rescinding my
shouldn't have won
answer.
it when he had Travis and Tyreek. Then
I'm rescinding my answer. Tyreek then.
you think Tyreek will win MVP?
When's
I
the last
think
time
he
a
sh-
receiver won?
Wait. I thought I just said I was gonna say who I thought should win.
Yeah. Who do you think?
Who I
Who
think
do you
should
think
win should
will?
be Tyreek.
Oh, I see.
I said
Okay.
I think Pat will win. I think Tua should, and then I was like, actually, let me say Tyreek, because look at the Dolphins last year, this year. I mean, they've made a lot of other adjustments as well, but
See,
he brought out Tua and McDaniel.
Yeah.
Well, shit, MVP
that's
McDaniel.
That's my issue with giving MVP to a Dolphins player is I think they're gonna give Mike McDaniel's Coach of the Year. He should, unless they give it to whoever they got. What's the guy's name in Philly? Sirianni. Yep, Nick Sirianni. It's gonna be one of those two, and so I think whoever gets Coach of the Year, then the quarterback for the other team is gonna win MVP. Is my guess.
Okay.
Just because it seems like they very rarely pair them together.
Yeah.
Got a dark horse.
Who's that?
The Noon Nightmare.
Oh my god.
The Nightmare at Noon.
That's
No.
actually pretty good though. It's not a bad pick.
It's my dark horse.
But then do you pick JJ because he's pretty much carried Kirk?
Well, no, he's been spreading it around. I mean, you got Hawkinson there now, and that other guy that looks exactly like Jefferson.
I
I don't
know
remember
who
what
it
his
is.
name
Adam
is.
Thielen.
No, yeah, no,
Well,
almost.
Thielen's good too, but he doesn't
He's
get
good.
the ball near as much as he should. I don't.
What's
think.
that guy's name? That's gonna kill me.
I don't know, but I do have some numbers for you guys on Deshaun Watson. All right, you guys ready to pick over unders and such?
Osborne, KJ Osborne.
KJ Osborne,
Yeah.
JJ Osborne, if you will.
Who's in the chat?
The man, Kevin.
Kevin. Okay.
Kevin. All right, so Kevin says over under, very low line, Kevin, very low.
Okay.
Valid line, but just saying a little low. 175.
Over.
Let's say 175 and a half. 1.5 touchdowns, and he went with rush yards for his third stat. He said 50 and a half.
Okay, I like that with the rushing yards.
The
though.
rush yards
That's
is
good.
a good number because he's a bit of a runner.
Yeah.
He's a little older though than he used to be, so it's
Yeah.
questionable. For me, I'm gonna take over, under.
That's what I was gonna do
Yeah.
too.
Okay. Well, you heard here first, Kevin. I'm not as confident in the under.
Kevin, I
on
don't know where you
rushing.
came up with 175.
That's pretty low against the Texans.
Jacoby Brissett has not thrown for less than 212 yards in his last 5 games. In the
Okay,
same
but
system.
maybe Chubb and Hunt just run all over him, and they don't even need to throw.
True. That's actually probably why. If they get an early lead out front,
they
they're
were in
just
some
gonna run.
shootouts when Brissett was throwing the ball a ton.
Yeah. Okay. So
Maybe
that's-
he even gets pulled early.
Yeah. All right. That's not bad at all. I like that. I like where we're at with Deshaun. Did you see all those women are coming to watch him play?
No way.
11 of the accusers are going to be in stadium. What are we thinking?
Why?
That's a good question.
Like they think it's a joke that they got like. What?
So what if they're gonna? This is what I was kind of thinking. What if they're gonna be up there with like massive signs, creating like a huge ruckus? They're not gonna be there sitting silent. They're not there
No.
to watch Deshaun succeed.
Imagine this: they get there with giant signs, and it's like, he didn't do it.
Yeah.
What? It's
That'd be
this
great.
was all a joke.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, that would. What do you think, Redden? Why are they there? What are
There
they
was
doing?
a tweet that was pretty foul. That was like, maybe these women have just been harassing Deshaun, and and then they just blamed it on him or something. But
It's so weird how it
Kinda
all
doubt that.
transpired as soon as he said he wanted out of Texas. Like, why? I'm not
That is
saying that they
weird.
didn't, that they're making it up. I'm just saying
Yeah.
why was the time? It was like as soon as he said that, there was, 12 right away? And then boom, 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 and it just kept going and going and going. Like, that timing was so weird.
So so my question there is, if that's the case, do you think it would have been an opposing team that wanted to get him for free? Because if you're the Texans ownership, you want his value to be high if he wants out. So it wouldn't have been them, in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand it.
Or maybe he just is a scumbag, and that's when it came out.
football culture in the South is just so crazy to me because
fucking
like
wild.
it seems like every SEC coach like can't stand each other. It seems like, and they all like claim to have dirt on each other, and all the boosters claim to have dirt on every coach down there because like football rules everything, I guess, in like Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. And it's like it seems like everyone just wants to have something on everyone down there outside of football for some odd reason.
Yeah, they take it very seriously. We have a bit of a, I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Robert Saleh, Jets head coach, should be coach of the year, especially if they make the playoffs. Almost everyone gave him a 3-win season at best. It's
Is that what
pretty
Kevin
valid.
said?
This is what Andrew Gabrielson said.
Interesting. I could see that. I mean, like, especially with how abysmal his offense is right now.
Oh, man, it's
I mean, at
it's
least they had
tough.
something to work with when they had Brees. I mean, you got your two young guys.
True.
Like, you've got Brees and Wilson. Not
It's true.
Zach, Garrett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For coach of the year, it's
Yeah.
what
I like
This
him,
guy
though.
said.
He's good.
I like Saleh a
Saleh?
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his demeanor, the way he like kind of coaches the team. I don't know. I like that. Honestly, I don't think he'll win it though.
You
They're
like
not- they're not gonna end
Sirianni
with
or
enough wins.
Sirianni?
Sirianni.
Sirianni?
Siriano.
Sirianno. No, that's
We're
there's
gonna
a,
name
there's
him
a,
Siriano
I get,
now.
okay, I get him
Let's name
and-
him Cereal.
Well, I get
Fucking-
those two mixed up. There's a wrestler for Michigan's Nick Sirianno and Sirianni.
Oh, that's lame. Then I can't name him Siriano. I thought it was gonna be.
I get
like
him mixed up.
A misspeak. No, I'll let you slide then.
Thank you.
I like Nick Sirianni a lot. I like Mike McDaniel a lot. I don't know who's gonna win that one. That's a good question.
I'd be shocked if it's not McDaniel.
I would too.
As long as the Dolphins don't
I will
end
say
up losing
I
like
will say both of the futures you've
3 more
placed though
games.
don't look so great.
Eagles.
Eagles undefeated, didn't pull through.
Yeah,
And then Argentina's not looking the hottest in.
they just advanced today.
They did. Let's jump into it. Our international soccer tournament recap. New segment on the show. We're gonna get a thing to come up. I'm pretty excited about it. All new sorts of capabilities with the show now. But let's go into it. The only team that matters is the United States of America. We're moving on, boys. Is that correct, or am I wrong in saying that? I thought we
We
were
are moving on.
Okay, and we have the Netherlands on like Saturday or something. Is that right?
Yep, that's as far as I know. I can't say I'm much of a soccer guy, but
Okay. And are there any other headlines that we should know?
Gorgeous women there. That's all I know.
Okay,
Netherlands.
Yep. No beer there. Gorgeous women. Oh, Netherlands. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's just say who we think's gonna win, USA or Netherlands?
USA.
USA.
got to go USA.
Okay. Thank you.
USA money line.
And that's the end of that segment. So let's jump right back into the important league, the NFL.
Need he say more?
That is it. I don't really think
They
that's
play at 9 a.m. on a Saturday?
perfect.
We might have to. We
Oh,
should get up,
it's-
have some mimosas.
We should.
Maybe
Let's
some
celebrate.
crown and eggnog.
Hell yeah.
World Cup Day.
Yeah. Well,
I like it.
International Soccer Tournament Day.
Watch the game of football turn into soccer.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, you see
That's
that
what I'm saying.
USA player that, like,
Yeah.
after he scored a goal or something, was that Pulisic?
I bet it was. That man just he bleeds red,
Yeah.
white, and blue.
I didn't know who he was until he got
bleeds
kicked in the
bomb
nuts,
pops.
but still scored a goal for the win. But, like,
This dude's a
that guy's
fucking legend.
sick.
Yeah. He's a guy. He's
What
a
I
guy.
also found out is, like, Team USA, I guess, is, like, incredibly young. I think
Yeah.
we're, like, one of, like, either the youngest or second youngest in the entire thing.
So we're looking like we got a future.
And we missed it whenever they played it 4 years ago. They're saying in 2026, it's like if they can do it when they're like all 19 to 22, what happens when they got a couple more years under their
26,
belt?
Yeah, 23 to 26. Okay. Okay.
It's like that
So I'm
that
for the
old
future.
hockey team,
Yeah,
Olympic
dream
hockey team.
Miracle on Ice.
Miracle on
That's what I'm
Ice.
thinking of.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that dream team. They had Michael Jordan on ice.
Yeah. It's like Disney on Ice. but
Who
better.
was that coach for that Miracle team, the hockey team? Or,
Um,
no, not who was the coach. Who played the coach?
Was it Steve Kerr?
No, no, he was on the Bulls for that.
He
So what's your
coached-
question?
He coached the that USA women's gymnastics team when they like swept gold or whatever. That was
I have
stupid.
no
Russia.
clue.
It was Kurt someone.
These are all questions that are outside of my
Kurt Warner.
realm. I don't know shit about this crap, but
Is Coach K still the Olympic basketball coach?
I don't think so.
I
He
hope
retired
not.
from Duke. So
Kurt Russell.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking of.
the actor.
Yeah, I was trying to think
Oh,
of the
he's
actor who
thinking of
played
like
in
the movie. Okay, makes sense.
The coach
So-
was Herb Brooks. Kind of a sick name.
That's kind of a dope name. So, we're at 40 minutes here. Why don't we preview week 13 a little bit? Let's look ahead.
Let's do it.
We've had, a crazy amount of storylines from week 12. I don't even know if I can name them all. I was too busy doing all this crap. So, let's go ahead. Just forget week 12. We're moving on. It's crazy how far into the season we are with only 6 weeks to go, roughly. But we're going to start off with Thursday Night Football, a game I'm almost considering calling in to work to be able to watch. The Patriots and the Bills. Bills coming into Foxborough. This is huge, okay? This is big time for the AFC East. That division is very tight. We are going to, we're basically going to see if the Patriots are going to have a run at the playoffs or not. If they split this game with the Bills, it's going to tighten the division a little bit more. I think the Bills will not win the division, obviously, but it's possible that you don't think it's going to be the Bills, it's going to be the Dolphins.
No, I'm saying I think it's going to be the Bills.
Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely going to be the Dolphins.
What?
What?
You're saying that with 100% confidence?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's easy money for me.
But if the Patriots do win, though, it's going to be kind of a shit show.
For the AFC East?
Yeah.
It's just going to be like the NFC South, but everyone has 4 more wins.
Yeah, it's like the inverse of the NFC South.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all just beating up on each other.
Yeah.
So that's a huge game for as far as like playoff contention. That's going to be big time. Do you have any words on that, Redden? Or
The Bills-Pats game
yeah,
should be interesting one.
okay, yeah, it's going to be good. We'll get into.
Finally, a decent Thursday night game.
I want to pick against the spread. Yeah, that's going to be a decent Thursday night game. I want to pick against the spread with you guys, but we'll do that at the end.
I have a thought on that. So, like, as a Chiefs fan, I'm kind of sympathizing with the Buffalo Bills right now, okay?
Okay.
So, at the start of the year, when we lost a couple, like, within a couple weeks, this was still when the Bills were the superpower or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, my gosh, the Chiefs aren't that good. But you just have that feeling, you're like, whatever. They're a superpower. They played bad. And now the Bills have a couple losses, and everyone's throwing them under the bus like they're not as good as they are, which they're good. They are a superpower, but it's like, I don't know. They're by far the best in that division, in my opinion.
What about the AFC? Other than the Chiefs, you take them too?
I feel like it's just those, like, their records aren't that crazy, but I feel like it's just those two that are just far above the rest on a good day. If you play
Hot take, because I would
if you
take
play
the
one
Dolphins
of those, no.
well. They're
My
in that-
thing
that
is,
same category.
if the Bills on their best day and the Dolphins on their best day, the Bills are just going to annihilate them, in my opinion.
What?
Yes.
We saw that this season, though. And the Dolphins didn't even have Tua for a quarter of the game or whatever it was.
They weren't on their best day, though. I'm saying, like, the cap for the Bills and the Chiefs just feels like it's so much higher than any other team in the league.
Okay. Interesting. I will say the Bills are trending down right now. So even on their best day, like, their best day just seems to be getting lower and lower as you're approaching playoff time, which is kind of the opposite of what you want to be doing. But I agree with you that the Bills' ceiling is extremely high. It's just that their ceiling seems to be shrinking. Somehow they're just like in tight games with the Lions.
They lost 3 games.
Yeah, they're not
it's
looking
like-
so like.
Did they have 3 just off days?
I actually
Stuff happens.
Here's what I'll
dude.
say: it's not that the Bills are trending down. It's Josh Allen. Josh
Really?
Allen is trending. Look at him. He's
He had a
throwing
rough
red
couple
zone
games.
picks, fumbling on the goal line. We can't be doing that stuff. So I'll say the Bills aren't that bad. Like, I never said they were that bad. The Bills aren't trending down.
Hold up. You're not going to say Josh Allen is bad right now.
Josh
are you?
Allen is trending down.
Okay.
He's not bad. He's pretty good. Not as good as Taylor Heineke or Bailey Zappi, but
See, and then you say shit like this. Gosh.
look, I fully, wholeheartedly think that.
That might have been a hot take that I have, but I am passionate about that one.
What?
I like like the Bills, their ceiling is just so much higher. Like they might not be playing at full capacity right now. It's like, oh, whatever, it's regular season, but you're gonna get to the playoffs, and they're gonna go to the AFC Championship, I'm sure.
You think it'll be Chiefs Bills in the AFC Championship?
If the Bills get the 2 seed.
Okay.
But
how are we feeling about
or a
this,
2
Red?
or a 3 seed.
Do you have any thoughts on what kind of just got thrown out into the metaverse?
I think
right
that both the Chiefs and the Bills are like their ceiling isn't that much higher than what they're at now.
That's where I disagree.
It's higher than the rest of the league, yes, but like they're also at the top of the league.
Okay. Fair enough.
Like these aren't like.
Let's move to a team that does have, a very questionable ceiling right now. We've seen very mixed things from this team. Both the Jets and the Vikings, I think, actually are kind of in this category. They're playing each other Sunday at noon. What are we thinking? I mean, the Vikings, new nightmares, looking pretty good. But if they bring Mike White back, the Jets might have, a very solid team on hand here. I don't know. My question for this is basically, what are we feeling about the Vikings at this point in the season? Because they've kind of shown they've got it, and they've also kind of shown they can get just smashed, right? Was that an off game? Did the Cowboys find the weakness?
That seemed like a legitimate off game.
Yeah.
And you think the Cowboys maybe
I
found
think
their
that was
weakness,
a combo.
or?
That was a combo of Vikings having an off day and the Cowboys star power just firing on all cylinders.
Okay. What are we thinking about OBJ to Dallas? OBJ is set to visit the Buffalo Bills, I believe, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or something like that, and then he'll be down in Dallas, and then I believe he's still going to visit the Giants. Do we think Cowboys need OBJ? I don't know. I'm personally on no, but
I would say the Cowboys should. None of the teams that he's looking at, I would say he'd be a good fit in. Like, I think the reason it worked out when he all of a sudden just jumped to L.A. is that Sean McVay is like an offensive mastermind, so he can like all of a sudden like move somebody in and move pieces around and it still work. Like, I think if Mike McCarthy all of a sudden had to deal with like a star wide receiver joining his team, I think he would just crumble.
yeah, that's why I don't
And
think
the
he's a
offense would
locker
just
room
be
fit
in
for
like
for
disarray.
Dallas. Yeah.
And I'm not sure with Sean McDermott up in Buffalo what he's quite like. I'm sure he'd do better than McCarthy, but like, I don't know. I think McVay would be a good coach to handle that type of situation.
Dallas has always been a place for big personalities, though.
I hadn't thought about that. Okay.
Like Dez, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders. I mean, I'm sure CD's not a quiet guy.
We saw him take his phone from
He's
his
like a
girlfriend.
cultural fit for the fan base, but like
Yeah.
with this current team's pretty soft-spoken, I'd say.
Yeah, like with Dak and Zeke and kind of where they're at now.
Like,
I don't know.
CD's the only one. Maybe Micah Parsons a little, but like
He seems to be a pretty humble guy.
I
don't
think
know.
he's not going to fit in Dallas. And I'm not saying if they sign him they're going to lose, because I think that either way, whether or not they sign him. But it's like, I don't think he'll go to Buffalo. I don't think he'll have success there necessarily. I could see it potentially with the Giants, just because they don't really have enough right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what he'll do, because they don't have enough right now. They can't make that push without him, and he doesn't. I don't think he wants to be on a team that's like maybe gonna make. He wants a favorite,
Yeah.
I've heard he's been in communications with the Chiefs.
I
don't think that's a move either.
I don't
but
want that.
I could see that much
The
more
Chiefs
than I
would be
could
the
see.
most successful with him, though. As
That's-
a fan, you might not, but Andy Reid would be able to fit him into the system.
What about the Dolphins? That would be a coach that I think
McDaniels
could
would
handle.
fit him in. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm not saying that's happening or that's what I
they'd run
want to
4
happen.
verts every play, and you wouldn't be able to stop it.
I'm just saying I don't think that he would have any trouble fitting into that system in Miami,
No.
and they would be a damn good contender too.
Yeah. Like, if you had to pick coaches to fit him in, it would be Andy Reid, Sean McVay, Mike McDaniels, and that's pretty much the list. That's pretty much it.
That's it.
Maybe Kevin O'Connell, but that's a
think so.
stretch. That's a bit of a stretch.
Okay.
Well, they don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I say we can move on from OBJ. That was just kind of a side tangent I had there.
No, I like it.
Yeah.
But
The thing with the Cowboys, though, is like if they are such a soft-spoken team, though, maybe there is room in the locker room for a little bit of
for a loud-
personality.
kind of a leader and
Yeah.
a veteran at this point.
Yep.
I don't know. I like OBJ, but his stint at the Browns has just tainted everything for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what
I
he
forgot
does.
about that, honestly.
His stint at Browns.
Yeah.
That's like his whole career for me. The catch.
Wow.
And then the Browns, and like his Russell with Josh Norman. You know, remember
yeah.
that whole
Yeah, that's what I
beef?
remember him for.
Just like he just seems to always be a bit of a problem, and he never was in LA. So I'm not saying he will.
Well, he
always
was there
be
for
one.
like 6 weeks. too.
Exactly. It's where it's like I don't know where to put him because I feel like he's a locker room problem,
Yep.
or like maybe not a locker room problem, but he's just such a big personality. You're right. He pisses off like opposing cornerbacks. His own quarterback, he, obviously got into his, like, whatever. That's a whole sticky situation. We have a bit of an interesting game in Denver Ravens this weekend. They were both kind of unproven. Well, we know Denver's fucking horrible, but the Ravens, we don't know because they're good, but they lose games all the time that they should not lose. Games that they're tied in late, games they're winning late. These, what are they doing? I don't know what they're doing, actually.
I haven't really been watching them, I guess, but they obviously haven't been making that much noise.
Dude, their highlight of the season was Justin Tucker being a foot away from hitting a 67-yard field goal. Other than that, it's been pay Lamar Jackson, and this team can't finish. They've been in or winning every single game, and all of a sudden they just fall apart.
Yeah.
They can't stop the opposing offense. They can't seem to get in the end zone on their own. They'll do it just enough to like force overtime or keep it close, and then the opponents they'll get It's rough to watch, honestly. I was rooting for Lamar this year, and
He's on a contract here, isn't he?
Yeah.
well, I think he was like last year. I don't remember.
No, I think he's going to be a free agent this year.
Yeah.
But
I
they
think
can tag him though.
I'm pretty sure he's an unrestricted free agent this offseason.
Unrestricted.
Yeah, because
I
they had
think
to
so.
tag him, or they had to like some contract opt in for like another year or something like that.
Okay, so I don't know.
So
I just hate the Broncos, but I wish the Ravens would be able to do more.
Yeah.
They
I
should be
think
able
that
to do
they're
more.
like not. They're 7-4.
We should call Lupe, see what he has to say.
I could very
Lord.
very well see them making the playoffs.
No, I think they will, and I don't know what we
They're
could
a
talk
good
about
team.
Cincinnati because they're 5-4 at their they have a bye week this week, I think.
They're 7-4.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
And they don't have a bye
Bengals
this
play
week.
the
They play the
Chiefs.
Chiefs, yeah.
So they're gonna drop to 7-5 probably.
So the Bengals must have been 5-4 then, and then they've won the
Yeah.
last two because they were 5-4
They won the last three.
year.
They were 4-4.
So they were. I know they were 5-4 last year
Yeah.
at one point, and they ended up winning the AFC. But
Hold up. Who do the Chiefs play this week?
The
The
Bengals.
Bengals.
Oh, I want that one bad.
You what?
I want that one bad.
What about it?
Just watching them lose in person.
Oh, you
in the
wanna
AFC
win?
Championship.
Oh,
I
see
want them
what
to
you're
beat the
saying.
Bengals really bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. I don't. I don't know. The NFL this year has been so weird. Like teams you would never think are going to be in games win. Teams that you would think are just going to blow them like the opponent out. They stay in it. They barely pull it out. Like it doesn't make sense. I don't really know what to make of it. But I mean, if we just want to run through like Broncos Ravens. That's going to be kind of a shit bowl, I think. I don't think a lot of people are going to be watching that. Steelers, Falcons, are those two even teams in the NFL? I don't know. Kenny Pickett does look
Yeah.
really good, but that's a rough one. Jaguars, Lions, like I've said, I think that's the future bowl. You guys don't seem to agree with me there. We got Titans, Eagles. That's a pretty hard-headed matchup, in my opinion. I think that'd be
There's going to be 1,000 rushing yards that game.
that's going to be an important one for the NFC standings. Obviously, this is one of those that I think the Eagles could end up losing down the stretch here. Would play pretty large implications. Browns, Texans. We'll see Deshaun's return there. That's going to be an entertaining game to say the least. This is a question I have for you guys because I've only heard it one other time. How do we feel about the NFL having 7 to 8 games at noon, and then 3 at 3, or 4 at 3, and 1 in all the primetime slots? I just go with that because that's my question, and I know my response, but I want to hear what you guys have to say.
I think that those primetime games should always be set up to have two superpowers playing each other, but I don't know why they don't even out the noon and the afternoon slates.
Exactly. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Why do we have 8 games at noon and fucking 2 at 3 o'clock? that makes it horrible for me to watch because
Yeah.
all these good games are going at noon.
CBS doesn't even have a game on at 3. It's
Like,
stupid.
What are we fucking doing? This doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't, because when we got all these good games on, all right, I'm trying to watch my Patriots. I'm trying to watch, we've got Bills Vikings going on. This is a hell of a game. Red Zone's good. It's great. I love Red Zone, but you don't get the feel of the game at all because it's all just touchdowns. It's all in and out.
Noon is hectic. Well, and
It's
at like
chaos.
especially for me, I'm a big fantasy guy. At noon, it's like you got 4 or however many different games to watch, and you're watching what's going on in fantasy. Like it's just so much. I
Yeah.
kind of like having the primetime games, having the sole focus on like, one big game.
I agree.
But
there shouldn't be 2 ever. No.
Yeah, the noon and the 3 frames need evened out, I think.
Even if it's like, what would that be? 6 and 6. If it's 8 and 4, like, I don't know. I just hate that. I hate that so much that it's 8 and 3 or whatever, 7 and 4. It's always like, and then they always put like the shittiest games at 4 o'clock or the 3 o'clock slot. It's always like Rams Cardinals, and this year those 2 teams are like mid at best.
Yeah.
Rams are barely on there.
I feel like the 3 o'clock slate's a little more NFC heavy.
Yeah, I agree. And it's always, and we've talked about this on the channel, Tony Romo. I hate Tony Romo's commentary.
Really? I didn't know that.
Did you not see the clip, bro? Oh my.
I probably did. I have
I
bad memory.
despise Romo's commentary. If Romo's commenting the Patriots, I
Oh, I
literally
did
won't
watch
even
that.
watch it. Okay? I will not watch Romo commentate. I hate it. I hate it. So,
Just because you want to be able to watch the game and not see what's happening next or what?
I don't know. There's so many reasons. So, and it's gotten to the point where I'll just mute it because I still want to watch the game, Before it was just turn off the game.
Wow.
And just go to a different game because there's so many on. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a gripe that I have with the NFL. For some reason, they decide to put 8 at 4 or 8 at noon and 4 at 4 and just.
We have breaking news out of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Okay, let's hear it.
Interim head coach of this past year, right, Mickey Joseph.
Yep.
Was arrested this afternoon on a domestic assault charge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So what does this mean?
Well, Matt Rule was obviously brought in, and Mickey Joseph was well liked in Nebraska prior to this, just due to the fact that he kind of kept the program together. Seemed like the players enjoyed being around him. Everyone in the media said he was a great leader. So he's like a well-respected guy at the time.
Yep.
Who was put into a really bad situation where all of a sudden the coach is fired 3 games into the year. So there's a lot of respect for him. Was a great recruiter. He was Justin Jefferson and Lamar Chase's quarterback coach at LSU, or wide receiver coach at LSU. So there was hope that he was going to stick around under Matt Rule's staff. But
Probably not.
yeah,
anymore.
that's not going to happen. And that was kind of the big question, like
What's going to happen
as soon
to
as
Mickey?
Matt Rule was hired, it's like everyone wanted him to stay and be receivers coach or recruiting coordinator or something like that. And yeah, I mean he's
toast.
probably won't be coaching for a long time.
Wow, that's crazy. So
Is it bad?
They didn't release anything about who the victim is.
Well, does he have a wife?
Yep, he does. Who was tweeted something out this morning along the lines of like, we're about to make a decision or something like that. So I'm not going to speculate on what all went down, but her Twitter account has been deleted as of about 2 hours ago.
Wow.
really,
Yeah. So
by
she's,
Elon or
I'm guessing they took it down because she was very active on Twitter and interacted with fans a lot, and that they were well like family, and now that's gone. So I don't know if it was involving her or if she just knew that Twitter's probably not a place. They were already in the spotlight at Nebraska to see, is he staying or not?
yeah,
And he was kind of Nebraska's golden child. And
not so much anymore.
yeah, her Twitter account's down, and
Wow,
This will be
That's-
interesting to see unfold.
it will. It will definitely. be
AD Trev
interesting.
Albert says he's on administrative leave. No additional comments at this time.
So if he's just on leave and he is proven innocent, can he come back?
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't he?
Oh, I was just
Well, yeah.
curious.
No,
I
I'm
mean, he
agreeing.
could,
but
but-
he looks like he's
but-
not gonna let him.
I mean, well, like legally, I'm sure that the administration would let him back in.
Right.
But Matt Rule, it already seemed like it was like he was trying to make a decision on if to keep him or not. You know, he's already brought in a ton of other guys.
I guess.
So now I'm sure Rule is like, it was already going to be a big thing to bring him back.
Yeah.
I just am not dealing with any of it now. So Rule's mind was made up for him, pretty much.
That
If he
makes
already
sense.
hadn't made it prior to all this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not really versed enough in the college metaverse to be able to like say what this means for other teams and like all this shit. But that'll be interesting, you know, moving forward. You heard it here first, folks. Marv on Air broke news, basically. It wasn't whoever Redden heard it from. It was the man, Alex Redden, inside
Well, it was
sources.
Lincoln PD. They had to put out a press release
I see.
because they said they never do that, but since it's a high-profile person, they figured they need to get ahead of rumors. So
Okay, makes sense. Valid.
So you got it directly from the police department, you're telling
yeah,
me?
LAP
Wow.
or Lincoln PD. They emailed me and were like, "Hey, we're gonna release this statement here in 15 minutes. Just want to give you a heads up."
Just so you know.
Yep.
Okay.
So-
Okay. All right. Well.
Thank you to Lincoln PD and Police Chief Smith.
Today's sponsor is Lincoln Police Department.
No, literally.
Wow.
But I think we're good to go ahead and jump into. I want you guys to go, not guess. I was gonna say guess, but pick against the spread for this weekend.
Okay.
I'm not gonna pick. I will kind of chime in here and there, but I want it to just be you two, and then I want to see if we can like keep track for the rest of the season how you guys do.
All right.
Is that valid?
Works for me.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna start off on a Thursday then. We'll go Buffalo Bills are -4 against the Patriots. You understand the spread, right? Okay, just making sure. Didn't really know.
What
I know
sports?
Redden definitely
What
does.
sports book are you looking at?
FanDuel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is all FanDuel's numbers. If you'd like to sponsor me, FanDuel, definitely do, please. How are we feeling? Broncos or Bills -4.
I'd like to think they'd win by at least a touchdown, but I don't know, I guess.
I don't know either.
So, what do you guys
Bills
say?
-4.
Yep.
Yeah, I would take the Bills here.
Yeah, I'd take the Bills, too.
Okay. Sweet. All right. This is hard to like write and move on, but we're gonna make it work.
I bet you a lot of people lost money on the Bills-Lions one.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, though, I would have bet personally. I sound like LeBron right now, but I would have bet. I would have bet Lions to cover. I just didn't because I've been so cold recently. I took a week
Well,
off.
what was it?
It was like, was it 15 or
Oh.
9?
It was an
Might have been
insane
9. It was
spread.
a huge spread.
Yeah.
Well,
I was like, I think the Lions keep it at least within, it was big spread. It wasn't like a 3-point, 3.5.
mhm.
We got Jets, 3-point underdogs to the Vikings right now, -3 for the Vikings. Okay, good thoughts.
I'm thinking. I just haven't communicated it yet.
All right, all right, go ahead.
I think the Vikings are like they're 3 points better than the Jets, but it's like every single Vikings game I feel like it's like they win by 1, win by 2,
Yeah.
kick a field goal at the end type deal. Like they got to be one of the worst covering teams ever.
Yeah.
Like their point differential I want to say is negative now, maybe.
Are you going to say the Jets are going to cover then?
It's at 3.5. or
It is
3.
at 3 straight up.
What? It's interesting.
Yeah, so you can push.
Yeah. And you just get your money back.
Yep.
It's just like no bet happened pretty much. I think I'd have to go Vikings here.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Jets cover then.
Okay. Nice. I like the Jets, but that's
It's going to be a 1 or 2 point game, I'm sure.
it's going to be a close one. I
Yeah.
think the Jets honestly can even pull that out. Perfect. All right, so now this is what I'm going to try to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to like go here, say the thing. I'm going to give you guys some time to think. Then I'll go to you guys to say it, okay? How's
Word.
that? Word?
Baller.
Okay.
Swag.
We got the Broncos heading to Baltimore. It's a 8.5 point spread. Wow, that's pretty large. Broncos are underdogs here. Obviously, we've got turmoil in Denver with, teammates not being huge fans of Russell Wilson doing high knees on the plane and never scoring more than 15 points a game. At this point, they'd be like 1 or 2 loss team with an average of 18 points just in regulation. Like, how hard is that to do? I don't know. But we've also seen some troubles out of the Ravens camp, obviously against the Jaguars recently. They do have a pretty good record, though. So 8.5 points is kind of big. How are we feeling about 8.5 in Baltimore?
I think I like Baltimore here.
So it's Baltimore minus 8.5? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. I think it's going to be low scoring, so I'm going to say the Broncos cover.
Okay. And you like the Ravens?
8.5?
8.5 is kind of a lot.
That is a lot.
And the Broncos defense is pretty good.
I bet you
They
it's
have a
going to
good
be like a
defense.
14-17, something like that. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Ravens have a decent defense, don't they?
yeah,
They're pretty good, but
They're probably top 10.
they let Trevor Lawrence just become the golden child again out
But-
of nowhere. So
Wait, what? Trevor Lawrence? I thought it was Denver.
last week,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I mean the Broncos' offense hasn't really been that explosive either, though. Like good defense, and Denver's got an okay defense. I don't think it's gonna be, and it's 8.5.
it's 8.5.
I'm gonna say the Broncos cover.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move to Steelers Falcons here. We've got the Steelers heading to Atlanta as 1.5 point favorites. It's a pretty small line. Kenny Pickett looked pretty good against the Colts. They pulled out that upset. I don't know how much of an upset it really was. I took the Colts there. TJ Watt is obviously back. The Falcons have looked a little rough recently. Marcus Mariota hasn't been the absolute star I thought he'd be after the 49ers game. Small spread here, boys. What are we looking at for Steelers at the Falcons?
I'm taking Steelers.
Yeah, I think you got to go Steelers
Yeah.
now. TJ
Okay.
Watt back, I think, makes a big impact.
Okay.
I think they win by 2+.
Okay. Noted. I'm kind of thinking I just don't even write this. I just go back and it's
Yeah.
like I don't even this is just I'm writing like letters and circles and yeah. This is too much. This is too much without a producer. Leighton, if you're seeing this, we miss you, my guy. Well, can we get a round of applause for Leighton in his one producing episode stint? Let's clip that and send it to him. That's funny.
Chat, clip that.
Chat, clip it. Clip it up, chat. This is not Twitch, but it's close enough, really.
It works.
At this
not?
point, it's not.
No.
I
We
thought we were
should.
on
Do you think we
Twitch.
should?
No.
Will we
Can
put
you
it
go
under
live on
Fortnite?
Twitch too?
Oh, I'm sure.
All right.
All right.
Word.
Anyways, so we're gonna go through a couple. We got quite a few to go yet through. So, Jags Lions. We've got the what are we calling it? The Future Bowl. You guys aren't calling it that. I am. Jaguars are only 1 point underdogs here, pretty much straight up. What are we thinking?
I like Trevor. I'm taking Trevor.
Okay.
It's where? It's in Detroit?
It's in Detroit.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions.
Okay. The money line is 108 to 108 right now. Like it is as
Yeah,
straight up
it's
as
a
it
pick 'em.
gets. Yeah. Okay. We've got Titans heading to the Eagles here. What are we thinking with a 5.5 point Eagles favorite here?
I'm gonna say Titans cover.
5.5.
Yep. I'm gonna say Titans cover, and it's gonna be within a field goal or Titans win. I like that.
Okay. What do we think, Redden?
Man. That's a tough one.
That is tough.
I could see that going either way.
Very rush heavy
Yeah.
defense game.
Yeah.
It's going to depend just what Eagles team shows up, pretty much. I
Okay.
mean, I feel like
You're gonna get Derrick Henry regardless.
we get consistency, it feels like, for the most part, out of the Titans. Like, you know what to expect. And the Eagles, obviously, they've put up 40, I think, a couple times this year, but, like, it was probably against the Texans or someone. I think I'd go Tennessee here if it's at 5.5.
Okay. Tennessee to cover. Not bad. We've got Cleveland at Houston. Deshaun Watson's return. Cleveland is now 7-point favorites. That's pretty big. The Texans are pretty trash, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Take that with a grain of salt, I guess. What do we got in Houston?
Give me Cleveland.
Really? Okay.
It's only a touchdown. I think they'll
Yeah.
do it. They're just so much better football team. It's not even funny.
This is fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take Cleveland here too, because I think we're gonna, they play the Texans, so we're gonna see. I think Deshaun's he could very well throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, now that the Browns have Deshaun,
And run for 75 too.
they're gonna make the wild card and they're gonna make a push in the playoffs. I mean, I'm guessing, a week from today, what the media is going to be talking about is how the Browns are dangerous with Deshaun, both on and off the field. So
I like it. We've got Commanders at Giants, 2.5-point spread. Ooh. This one's interesting. I did not expect this. Commanders are the favorite.
Really,
Commanders are 2.5-point favorites against the Giants. That's a tough one, boys. What do we got?
Wow.
I mean, we all know who I'm picking here, so
I'm going to take the Commanders by 3. Yeah.
they'd cover.
Yeah.
They'd cover.
yeah, do they have Chase Young back now too? I think he just came back.
I believe so, because he's been week to week, and he was ill last week, but he is officially activated.
Okay.
I chase young kids. He goes crazy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think you got to go Commanders.
Yeah.
I know I gave you a hard time for not liking them, but you had them way too high in your power rankings. That was my statement. But I mean, I like them as a team. Taylor Heineke's fun. Dan Snyder's awful, but they're a fun team. So
Cole's chuckling over there. I'm gonna let it slide. I don't know what that's all about, but hey, if you hit on my Commanders again,
you like Dan Snyder?
No.
You big
No,
Dan
I was
Snyder
just
guy? No, you're a
laughing.
big Dan Snyder guy. It's okay.
yeah, all right,
It's okay.
Cole, official Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
Guy.
You probably also like Sam Bankman-Fried or whoever that guy is, the FTX guy.
You probably like Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah.
You fucking.
Wow.
What, are you gonna go
This
root-
is getting.
You gonna go root for the Netherlands this weekend?
We're going
Go ahead.
off the tracks here.
Go
I
ahead.
just laughed, dude.
Didn't you
I
say
laughed, and I'm getting accused what is this BS?
isn't
I
Bernie
chuckled.
Madoff your personal hero?
Would you quit this? This is enough of
No,
this.
that's what you told me
Oh, man,
yesterday.
you little fucking.
Gosh.
You would. You know who else you love?
Who?
I can't even say it.
No, go ahead.
No, I can't. It would kill the program to even say their name. But you seem to just love Dan Snyder now.
Yeah.
I'm so.
Well, you told me
I'm so
yesterday
happy
that you
this
want to
is what's
be
going on
you want to
here.
accomplish what Bernie Madoff did,
Yeah. What's that all about?
or like Sam Bankman-Fried.
What's that all about?
Fried, I don't know the difference.
Yeah. What are we talking about here?
So a small chuckle warrants gigantic fraud accusations. I'm a little
What do you
confused
just
here.
love Brett Favre too? You just love stealing
Yeah.
from the poor?
Well, you hung up a jersey in your bedroom of his yesterday.
Yeah, I remember
I did.
that, and it says right on there, "Make the rich richer." So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know.
I love taxing the poor.
Yeah,
I think it's
so
a great part of U.S.
This
government.
seems like a bad look for the show, but
it was a Falcons one though. So
I guess
it's cool.
you need an
Mm.
antagonist. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. All right, we're gonna move to less about
taxing the poor.
the communism that is the right side of the couch right now for some reason, but
Hey, from my perspective, it's the left.
Yeah.
fair enough.
What about from the cameras? Oh, okay. I'm good.
Cameras, yeah, you're valid.
Yeah.
We've got Packers.
I love Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, we love Gandhi.
Yep.
Most of us.
Big
2 out
AOC,
of the 3 of us.
AOC fan too.
Can you
Big
guess
fan.
here who does not like Gandhi?
I
Put it
like
in the
Gandhi.
chat. No, I didn't ask you. I said.
But you were insinuating that
I
it was me.
said it to the camera.
Yeah,
Who
okay.
here doesn't
Chat,
like
if you had
Gandhi?
to
Because
guess-
I know the answer, and
Yeah.
obviously Redden does as well, and obviously
Yeah.
Cole does not know. So, if that is any hint towards you, but we're gonna move forward. We've got Packers in Chicago. Aaron Rodgers coming back to his homeland, the home that he does officially own. He's playing. Jordan Love is not gonna start, I don't think, as long as Rodgers feels good.
Is there word on that?
Yeah, he came out and said he's playing.
Okay.
So Packers are 5.5-point favorites here. What are we looking at?
Two.
To the Bears,
Oh.
5.5-point favorites.
The Bears are favored?
No,
Oh, I'm like, gee.
the Packers.
And Jordan Love's playing.
No.
No, what? Did you
Oh,
just listen to a single
yeah, I was
word?
listening to you. I thought you said Jordan Love was playing.
No. Certified.
I like the Bears here. I like Bears money line here, I think.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say too.
All right. Okay. Bears and Bears. We've got a certified Dan Snyder lover that doesn't
Yep.
seem to have ears, but whatever.
I'm never coming on this podcast again.
This is the last time we bet against the spread. Seahawks at Rams. This is it's actually bigger than I thought it would be. Seahawks are 7.5-point favorites.
Oh.
It's pretty big.
Rams cover.
Interesting.
That's a tough one. He's like
It is because that's like right on the line.
The Rams are in like complete disarray for whatever
that building
reason.
is on fire. It is not good there.
But it's not like the Seahawks are like anything special. I mean, it's cool that they're like better than they're supposed to be, but like
That's a good way to put them this year. Better than they were supposed to be. They're not.
cool that they're better than they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's like they're kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay. Fun team.
agree.
All right.
But
so are you gonna
7.5
take the Rams
or
then?
7?
And a half.
7.5.
So they need to win by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, I think you got to go Rams here.
Okay. Okay. Noted.
It's in Seattle though.
No, it's in LA.
Oh yeah, then obviously the LA fan base is rabid. So like, yeah, give me
Yeah.
Rams.
All right. We got Dolphins Niners in San Francisco. Mike McDaniel's return. 3.5-point underdogs for the Dolphins here is a bit surprising to me. I know what my answer would be then. Go ahead and rattle off yours.
Niners.
Okay, interesting.
I think Miami.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking as well. McDaniel's return could be something, but I don't know. That's
It feels like the Niners
Giving
are
the
trending
Dolphins-
up. Like they're
does.
getting better, but like I don't
they
think
they still
this
have
is
Jimmy
either
G.
the game where it's like, oh wow, they're NFC favorite, or
I think that Niners D is going to shut them down.
Okay, I'm going to take the Dolphins in any game they're getting points.
yeah.
So that's my opinion with that. We've got 4 to go here. Chargers Raiders in Las Vegas. A lot smaller spread than I thought. Chargers are 1.5-point.
What?
1.5-point favorites.
Gotta go Chargers.
Yeah,
That's
Chargers.
got to be like the free bet of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Vegas
tiny.
Vegas messed up.
Marv on Air's free money of the week.
It makes me nervous. how
They know
small that
something.
is.
They know something we don't.
Vegas is never wrong.
They
They
know
are.
something.
They are always right. Chiefs at Bengals is a 3:30 game. 2.5-point favorite for the Chiefs. Pretty small,
Ooh,
actually.
wow.
It's in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I'll take Chiefs.
Bengals are trending up, but I think the Chiefs are playing with a little extra fire in their bellies, so I'm going to go Chiefs.
Okay.
They got a little bit of jelly in their bellies.
They got
Yep.
a little bit of belly in their jelly. You know what I'm
Is
saying?
Little
Jamar Chase
step in their
playing
pep.
either? If Jamar Chase isn't
I
I don't
playing,
think so.
I haven't heard any word on Jamar.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
So if Jamar comes back, do you take the Bengals then?
No, but
No.
if he's not, you definitely take the Chiefs.
Okay. A little less certain if Jamar's in.
Yeah.
Colts at Cowboys. Pretty big spread. I mean, we've seen what the Cowboys can do. 10.5-point underdogs for the Colts.
Ooh.
10.5.
Okay, I'm gonna
That's a
give
lot.
Jeff Saturday's gonna cover.
Jeff Saturday, I like a lot.
I like
He's
him.
kept all of his games pretty close.
He's gonna cover.
Poor clock management in the last game. I think he learned something though, so it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
10.5?
Yep.
I think I'll go Dallas here.
I mean, what were they? 37 against Minnesota.
Yeah.
37 point spread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll
what
go
did,
Dallas.
What did Vegas have for that one? I'm kind of curious.
I feel like it was.
I bet the
I
Vikings.
think it was like
by
5.5
for Minnesota.
were underdogs.
Minnesota was underdogs.
Yeah.
Were they really?
Really?
Because I bet on them because I was like, oh, that's my underdog of the week. Like they got it. They're
Oh,
gonna hang. They
nice.
did not
You
hang.
jinxed them. You
They
jinxed
did
them.
not hang. I will say that.
They did not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I like the Cowboys here.
Okay. And that was our Sunday night game, which is interesting. I hope it stays that way. I want to see Jeff Saturday
There's-
coach.
2 Sunday night games.
Colts are on prime time.
Wait, what? Oh my God, you're no.
Oh, that's Monday. I messed up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
messed up.
Monday. Yeah, Colts are on prime time. Monday
Again,
we've got
yeah.
Saints Bucks.
Jesus. What
Yeah,
a
but-
terrible prime time game.
Terrible game,
Both of them.
but
At the beginning of the year, I would have thought it would have been good.
yeah, but I will say the Saints play the Bucks like crazy every year. We see
They
Marshall
do.
Lattimore
Yeah.
and Mike Evans go after it all the time.
It'll probably be a good game, but not like.
score wise.
But it's, I don't know. They're just not good.
Yeah. There's like no
Yeah.
real like implications to it either.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well,
it's a
kinda.
divisional game.
Because that
Yeah.
division's tight, even though they all
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever wins this gets to lose round one of
Yeah.
the playoffs.
Yeah, I guess.
I think the Bucks are gonna win that division. I'm
Yeah.
fairly certain of that.
So what's our spread?
it is 3.5 in favor of the Bucks.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna act like I have a feeling either way on this.
I would take the Bucks.
Do they still have Andy Dalton at quarterback? in New
Yeah,
Orleans?
I don't think they're bringing in Jameis.
Yeah, I think if Jameis was playing, I'd take the Saints.
I'm gonna say Saints cover.
Okay.
I'm going Bucks.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. We picked all the games against the spread. I'm gonna go ahead and write them down eventually at some point, even though I got like halfway through. And we'll keep track. I'm assuming you guys are planning on coming back next week.
Probably not after that BS that was just pulled on me.
Well, maybe you shouldn't be rooting for freaking.
I'm out.
I don't know
See you guys.
I don't know what that shit was. That was horrible. But fucking, I'm gonna get you like a shirt that just says Dan Snyder fan.
I was literally chuckling because I agreed, but he was just so harsh with it that I thought it was funny. He's like, Heineke is good. Dan Snyder sucks.
And then you were like, that's hilarious because I love Dan. Dan and I go way back.
Sure. All right.
Sure. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this week.
Thank God.
From us three. We do have a show coming tomorrow morning, 8:30. It's going to be the OG Jack, the man Connor from the league will be here as well. It's going to be a good show. Do more preview of the weekend, a couple more storylines. It's hard to fit a whole week of recap and preview into an hour and a half. So we did our best here, and I'm excited to hopefully. This is finals week, so it's obviously finals week for all three of us. Let's get to the split screen here. Like, final week of class, dead week next week.
You said finals week.
Final week of learning.
Redden's like, what?
Yeah, that's not good.
No, but it is kind of crunch time, so the shows are being a bit more sporadic, but we're trying to get everything out, and we got pretty big news for next semester. I'll say things are going to look a little different. Let's just go ahead and say that. If you did enjoy the show, be sure to tell a friend about it. If you saw something you like, tell someone you like about it. It's kind of what I've been saying, and we hope to see you guys moving forward. Don't forget to subscribe or whatever. I don't know. I don't like plugging that, and be sure to check out SeatGeek. Let's get all the plugs in there. Otherwise, do you guys have any parting words? Anything? You probably won't be on until next Wednesday, Cole, because you seem to hate the program and love Dan. No words? No.
I was gonna say something, but I just don't. No, I don't have it. I don't have it into me anymore.
No, go ahead.
It's not fitting.
Redeem
anymore.
yourself. I think the audience probably hates you by now. So go ahead. I'm gonna put it right on you. What if I do this? Watch this. Oh wait, no, we gotta go like this way. How are we doing, Cole? This is live. They're literally watching me do this.
Have a good week, guys. Go
Redden?
Chiefs.
Redden?
I got nothing.
Nothing? All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys. Well, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. But otherwise, us three will see you next week. Have a good one.